Welcome back to Shasta Speaks. What's up? Okay, so we got to talk about the whole ostracizing of it. Okay, ain't that what Destiny said? That Melody has ostracized herself from the group. Let me tell y'all something. This finale of Love and Marriage Huntsville was so disgusting on so many levels. But I thought it was very, very telling how Melody's name was in just about everybody's mouth. I really don't know. I really don't. I don't know what they're gonna do if she really does leave this show. What in the world will they have to talk about? Because she was literally the topic of every conversation, just about at some point. But it was destiny for me, honey. It was destiny for me. Talking about she has ostracized herself from the group. Girl, before I go any further, let me get my housekeeping out the way, y'all. Number one, if you over here and you've been sneaking, pulling back the curtain, coming to see what we over here talking about, blah blah blah, and you haven't subscribed to the channel, go ahead and subscribe. I'm telling you, it's cool over here. And it's just a cool little vibe. Come over here, jump on the vibe. We just be talking, we be laughing. You know what I'm saying? It's a vibe. So definitely subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. As always, everything discussed on this channel is definitely alleged. It's in my very own opinion. It is for entertainment purposes only. Don't start with me. And also in this video, I am going to show some clips. So I do want to put up the copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Okay? So we got that out the way. So there were several instances in this episode where Melody was brought up. Several. Ugh. But it really did seem as though it's weird. It seemed as though Martell and Destiny had their own agenda that they were trying to push, if you pay attention to it. I don't fool with the rest of the cast walking or riding either, though. Now, just to be clear, when it comes down to Melody, because as far as I'm concerned, everybody on that cast is pretty much trash at this point to me because of how they have aligned themselves. Okay? More about that in a minute. But Martell and Destiny definitely had their own agenda. And I say that because of how they were talking about certain things. Okay? In my opinion, they had already kind of discussed and planned and yada yada how they were going to bring up certain things, say certain things, in their confessionals, talking to other people. You could just tell that this was a premeditated thing that they had worked on, planned, concocted, whatever you want to call it. And so they got out there and yeah. So let's look at I just want to show y'all how some of this stuff was going, because a lot of times when you're watching a show, you may not pay attention to certain things as they're happening. If you're like me, you have to go back and watch it again and be like, did they say that? Did they do that? And then when you see it, you're like, they did do that. They did say that. So the first thing I want to show you is this clip.
Great, a lot of people showed up. Like even Mel came. She sat on the other side, but she came. What's new? I just feel like Mel has just put herself on this island. Everybody's together, having a good time, enjoying, celebrating the Fletchers and their renewal, and then it's kind of sad actually that she's ostracized herself from the group. Did you have a good time yesterday?
She's ostracized herself. She's put herself on an island. When Kimmy said Mel came, she sat by herself, but she came. Destiny said, what's new? To kind of hint at or, throw out there. She always separates herself. But we saw her take people on a trip. We saw her at events with other cast members. The one requirement is that she doesn't attend events that her ex-husband is going to be at, because he is also her AB user that she literally has a revenge P case with, and he was convicted of. Okay? So the one requirement this season has been that she's not filming scenes with him. There's also a no contact order in place, which means legally he's not supposed to be doing anything, saying anything, nothing with her as it pertains to her. What's interesting is that the cast knows this. I am sure that Kingdom Reign Entertainment knows this. Everyone knows this. But no one is taking it serious. It's like they know that these things are in place, but they're still treating it like they were treating it or behaving in a way to where they can still do the things that they were doing 2-3 seasons ago. 2 or 3 seasons ago, there wasn't a no contact order in place. 2 or 3 seasons ago, there was not a revenge P that was, a whole case where he was convicted. There are new things in place now, and they are ignoring that. And to me, downplaying the seriousness of what happened. Right? And so they act as though she is purposely doing something to distance herself from the group. But the truth is that the group has ostracized her. To be ostracized, first of all, technically, you cannot ostracize yourself. You can separate yourself from people you don't want to be. You can absolutely separate yourself, isolate yourself, whatever. But by definition, ostracize means that there's a group of people who have shunned a person or kind of excluded someone from their group. That is what this group has done. The group has by default ostracized her. They may not feel like they have, but they did. And they did it by aligning themselves with her ex. When they aligned themselves with her ex, that sent her a very clear message of where they stood. And so instead of her folding and saying, oh, they're still all going to be cool with him, they're still going to want to do these things with him, I'm just going to have to give in. And if I want to be in scenes, I'm just going to have to do XYZ. And she said, no, I'm not doing it. And that the fact that Destiny, of all people, who has a nonprofit at this point, who says that she has been a victim of some type of DV similar to what Melody dealt with, how does that reflect for you, for a person to be over some type of nonprofit for this type of thing, but you have aligned yourself for a person, you have aligned yourself with a person who has been convicted of this thing, and you have not shown 1 ounce of sympathy, empathy, support, anything for the actual victim. That is very strange to me. And I'm just wondering how that can impact the nonprofit. Because I'm sure that people will have questions. Why would you make a decision to align yourself with the person who did it instead of the actual victim if you have been a victim at some point yourself? That's just, it's a question. It's a question. I'm just curious, like, how does that work? How does that work? So again, she didn't ostracize herself. The group ostracized her. We saw it play out through the season. They made a very conscious decision. The group is very well aware. If he's there, I'm not. So every time that they had things and had him there, they knew that she was not going to be there. And that was their choice every time. Boundaries were put in place. Period, point blank. There's a no contact order that everyone knew about. I think it's more interesting to me that the cast even had to make this decision, because to me, the fact that he is still on this show is the bigger issue. He's been convicted. I get that he's appealing it, but until that appeal was resolved, he should have been under some type of suspension, something, until that was resolved. You're literally, yes, the cast is, to me, trash for how they handled it and how they all pretty much aligned with him. However, it should not have ever been a decision that the cast had to make. He should have not been an option to film with in the first place. Anyway, all right. So then we get this clip.
Sad because everybody was sitting on this side and Nels over there by herself.
I don't know if that was by design.
I don't think it was by design, but it just happened like that. So it's like, nah, kind
I
of.
mean, we were all over to the left first. You could have still came over there.
Well, at least you and Mel were actually in the same space today. I mean, in the same building.
It's often that we always around each other, but it's just, I guess, when we around the group, everywhere else we speak. She next to me, we talking, and then we come to spaces like this. She's sitting all the way over there. Well, like, damn, she don't want to be seen around me. I guess I don't know.
I think it's awesome.
So Marcel brings up the fact that she's sitting all the way by herself. Martell says, we were all sitting on the left first. She could have said over there, sir, stop. It's cap. Sir, cap a lot. Like, you know, there's a no contact order. You know, she cannot sit over there with you. What are you doing? Why do you continuously lie when there's literally documentation out there that people can pull up? Like, what are you doing? Why would she sit over there and you guys have a no contact order? It does not make sense. And then you go take it a step further and want us to believe that she talks to you everywhere else, but when the cameras are on, she don't talk to you. Nigga, is you slow? You gotta be slow. You gotta be your elevator is not going all the way up to the top. Cause I know you don't think that on any day of the week, we believe that shit. She don't fool with you. Walking or riding, that woman don't fool with you. You lie, lie, lie. And I don't know if they believe you or if they just go along with it for the scene. I really can't tell with them Scott boys. But what I will say is you stood up there and you lied and you know you lying. That lady do not be talking to you. Y'all literally just had a whole other case file or whatever because of how you was stalking her and calling her, asking her about why she was at the DA's office. You ain't even supposed to be calling this woman. That woman do not be talking to you, sir. So cut it out. Like, what is the reason? Like, I really think he something is not registering in his mind, y'all. Like, he needs some help. He needs some help, y'all. Like, on some real stuff, he needs some help. Um, so after that, this happens.
Oh, yes. How's it going, ladies? What's up, Mel? What is my name? It says your name on it. Right. No.
I said, so did you ask him? Because she asked him to call her dad. And he texted Marcel. Marcel didn't respond.
He didn't text me. I went back to the text.
Shortly after I, get settled in my seat, I'm sitting at the table. Here comes Martell coming to sit at my table. I came here to support Nell and Chris and, just be a good friend for them in this moment. I didn't come here to be a part of any shenanigans, nor be in close proximity to anybody I, quite frankly, don't with. So I think it's my cue to leave.
I honestly don't know where Melanie and I go from here. If she's not willing to meet me halfway and let go of the past, there can't be any healing. And to me, that's sad.
First of all, you're so pretty. Second of all, don't forget your gift. Third of all, I love y'all.
Do me some shade.
Okay. First of all, that was her table. Her name tag was at that table, and she went and had a seat at the table she was assigned to sit at. He took a chair from wherever his ass was supposed to be sitting at and brought it over there so that he could be sitting there too. Now, the rest of the cast apparently was there too. I don't know who they had him sitting with, but what was very clear and what we all knew from the beginning when Nell told her son that they had to be split up. So it's very understood. Nell understood the assignment, and in planning this, they planned it so that those two were not sitting at the same table. he picks up a chair and brings his ass over there to the table anyway. And so she did what she needed to do, which is excuse herself and leave. Because on no given day should he feel comfortable enough to try to sit in her face and he knows he's not supposed to. He was trying to get a moment, on camera. He was trying to get a moment and it didn't go his way. If you watch the scene, you'll see when she raises up, his eyes kind of cut. He's got this nervous kind of look on his face. Now, what I would be interested to know about this scene is if production told him to go over there. I would be interested to know that. Did someone in production tell you to get a chair and go over there and see if she would still sit there once he got there? That I just wonder. But he had this nervous little weird ass fake smile on his face, and he kind of cut his eyes at her when she got up. And when she walked away and when she was leaving, they all were looking. Their heads were turning, watching her leave. Because all of them knew she wasn't finna sit at that damn table with his ass. Let's be clear. Everybody sitting there knew that once he brought his ass over there, she was finna go. Because again, everybody knows that there's a no contact order. Everybody knows that she do not be fooling with him. Everybody knows about the revenge P. And we definitely know that Cass know everything about it. And we can thank Letitia for that. Okay? So everybody knows. And so to think that we finna sit at a table together and break bread and kiki and kaka, sir, no. But the person who was in the wrong in that scene was him. He wasn't supposed to bring his ass over there. Period, point blank. That's, I don't understand what the uproar, everybody talking about why she leave. What was she supposed to do? Sit there and give them a moment? No. I would have did the same thing. To make sure that nothing foolish happened that was going to spoil their event. I would have did the same thing. And then the last scene is this.
I think that this group has genuine care and love no matter how crazy it can get at times. And I think that we all can come together for the bigger picture, which was celebrating the Fletchers tonight. And I think we all have been able to do that, but not Mel.
So the way that Destiny said that, and then said, I think we all been able to do that, but not Mel. And then in that previous scene, how Martell was like, I don't know where Mel go from here if she won't meet me halfway. Sir, previous season, she was trying to meet you halfway. You had an opportunity to have a good co-parenting relationship with her. You decided to drag her back and forth to court. You decided that you were going to let your paramour continue to attack her on and off social media and doing, because I'm sure there was more stuff going on off social media and things that we probably don't even know that woman has had to deal with in regards to Martell and that paramour, in my opinion, allegedly. So you had an opportunity to make this okay. Like I said, there was an opportunity for the show to transition into showing what it looks like to co-parent healthy. You didn't want that. You did not want that. You went on a full-on attack of this woman. You have harassed her. You have stalked her. And you did the unthinkable by trying to put out revenge P on her. You made this bad. And now that it has got to the point that it's at, You don't like it. You don't like it. And then you went and you dug Destiny ass up to bring her on to help her because all she is another Martell. She has the same venom and vitriol and for Melody that Martell had. You would think Melody had divorced her ass too. I guess she kind of did when she divorced her as a friend. So she loves coming forward too because she divorced her and let her know I don't need you either. Okay? And so those two together, all they spend their time doing is trying to attack Melody. And that's why in every scene they were in their little confessionals and everything they bringing her up. Martell, what you mean? Where can you go? What healed? She's healed. You're the one that's not healed. You're the one that's sitting over there talking about woulda, coulda, shoulda. Why did I don't know. I ain't gonna be able to get myself right for another 5, 6 years. You're the one still miserable. You're the one sick. But you're the one that has a whole whatever that you dealing with that you were dealing with that whole time that you still don't want. And you get up here and act like it's her. And then production editing these scenes in a way to where they want to paint the picture that it's her. How is it her when you all know what's in place and you're choosing to ignore it? You're choosing to still put her in these situations to try to see what reaction you're going to get. We saw her, like I said, at different functions throughout the year. She can get along with the rest of the cast, but she's not going to do events that he's at, period, point blank. And so, like I said, the cast made a choice to align themselves with him. I have a previous video. I cannot remember which one it is right now, but I just remember saying in a video that I always felt like if the cast ever had to make a choice between Melody and Martell, they would always choose Martell because Martell is their friend. That's their friend, not Melody. Their loyalty is to him. It was never to her. And everyone who has come on that show after the Core Six and everything, there's not been anyone brought on that is a person that is loyal to Melody. Nobody. That's why I say if she leaves, I would be glad because unless they're going to bring some people on or allow her to bring some people on that are actually there to support her, that she can comfortably film with and do things with, it's not going to work because this set of people have made their choice and they've aligned themselves with him. That's the decision that they made. As tragic and dreadful and terrible and distasteful as that is, that's what they've decided to do. That whole finale was set up to exclude Mel and present the Scotts, Destiny, the Fletchers, and Martell as the new face of Love and Marriage Huntsville. That's what the production of Kingdom Reign did. That's what they wanted to present. That's why they did the picture the way they did. That's why they focused in on her when she was walking out and when Destiny was talking about it and she was walking around mingling with people. All of that was strategic. They're acting like they don't know why she isolates or separates herself from them in certain situations. It's because he's there. You guys know that. You know about the court order. You know about the revenge P. Why are you playing dumb? Why are you acting like you don't know what's going on? And you continuously allow him to invade her space and try to set up things for moments. He's been trying to get a moment this entire season with her. He even sent that dumbass text message to her saying that Marcel and Tisha said something about her trying to get a moment, trying to take it back to the old days where she would, be like, oh, what they say or something. And she gave him dust. Nothing. But that's all he's been trying to do. It's like, come on now. Quit playing in our face. For those of us who actually watch everything, we watch what's going on outside the show, just like we watch what's going on the show. You can't piss on us and tell us it's rain. Like we see what's going on. We see the plot. We see the play. We see where everybody's aligned. And then you get this little fake ass drama with her and Kimmy that's going to play out on the reunion. We see everything that's going on. We see everything that's going on and what y'all are trying to do. And it's dumb. It's dumb. Because at the end of the day, nothing was happening that you all didn't know about. You knew exactly why she was moving the way she was moving. And every time you guys would ask certain stuff, I'm like, why are you like this fake stunt-tastic shit is stupid. You're grown. Like, come on. If you're going to do scripted TV, go get Tyler Perry or somebody, because this is some badass acting y'all doing. It's terrible. Y'all need some acting lessons, some acting coaches or something. And we know that it's not in Kingdom Reign budget. So cut it out. Like, stop with the bullshit. Y'all know exactly what's going on. So y'all have made a choice. I would respect you more if you said, we made a choice and this is where we stand, and we gonna stick. We pick him and we gonna stick beside him. Just say you're gonna stick beside him. Just go on and say you're gonna stick beside him, because that's what y'all doing by default. So stick beside him, because we knew that's what y'all asked us was gonna do in the first place. But don't try to play with people and act like that ain't what you're doing, because that is exactly what you're doing. Every last one of y'all have aligned yourself with this man that has been convicted of revenge pay. And you should be ashamed, because all of you have children and loved ones. And how would you feel if it happened to one of your loved ones, if one of your loved ones had to deal with a man like this? I'm just saying. So in closing, Melody did not ostracize herself. The cast of Love and Marriage Huntsville ostracized her. Gotta get that shit out. The production team ostracized her. Everyone involved over there ostracized her. She set her boundaries. She explained to them what they were. She let them know about the court order. She let them know everything, and they made conscious decisions to ignore that shit. She didn't allow them to play in her face. She stood on business like she always does. So whichever way this little cesspool of a show goes, I really don't care at this point. But we not gonna just let fake narratives run around, and we not gonna act like she's the problem when she's not. The problem is that people would much rather align themselves with the likes of Martell Holt. That's what that is. All right, y'all. That's all I got. Drop down in the comments. Let me know your thoughts. Like the video. Comment on the video. Share the video. And yeah, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, make sure you subscribe. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Come over here. You know, this topic was a little bit more serious because that was just something that was weighing on me, and I don't really like this narrative they trying to push. I don't. It's very strategic. It's very nasty what they're doing, and considering all the things that she's had to deal with, it's just very disheartening. So, but yeah, it's a vibe over here. So make sure if you haven't subscribed, come on over here, boo. Subscribe, honey. You'll like it over here. I'll holler at y'all on the next one. I'm out.